Welcome to Learn Commerce PU online classes. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Hello students, welcome to Business Studies online classes. Students, in the previous class we have studied about packaging, then labeling, wasn't it? Then various features of that's functions performed by a label. We have studied those things. Today we will move on to the next marketing mix element, that is pricing. First, we have studied about the product. Second, marketing mix element, that is pricing. What is a price? What is pricing? Very simple, friends. Pricing is the process of fixing prices for the products. It is the process of fixing the price or value for the product. And price is the amount or a value of a product paid by the customer or the consumer to the seller or the manufacturer or the marketer, isn't it? It is the amount or the value that is paid by the purchaser to the seller while purchasing the goods or while exchanging the goods. So that is called price. Pricing is a very tough job. Fixing the price of product. There are many factors that affect the pricing decision of a marketer or the seller. So we must be very careful regarding how much price should be fixed for each of the product, isn't it? So while fixing the price of the product, we have to see the competitor's price, we have to see the cost of the product, total cost. There are different types of costs like fixed, variable and semi-variable. So different that is variables we have to find out, that is cost factors we have to find out. And then the utility of the product also should be taken into consideration. How much satisfaction, mental satisfaction that will be given by that product, depending upon that we have to fix the price. So all these are different factors that have to be taken into consideration. Now let us take up factors affecting price determination. Factors affecting price determination. Affecting price determination. Mostly they will ask you in board exam questions like this, because a lot to write, maybe answer for 8 marks, because from marketing you will get minimum, that is 8 marks problem and 4 marks one problem, one question, I'm sorry, 8 marks one question and 4 marks one question, or 2 questions they will ask, 2 marks they will ask, 1 mark they will ask. Almost in all the sections they will ask you a question on marketing, because the lengthy chapter, don't know whether it will be there for your board exam or not. That is conditions apply, one asterisk mark is there, isn't it? So if it is there, then we have to study everything. Yes, now what are the factors that affect the price determination? While fixing the price of the product or service, what are the factors that are to be considered by a marketer or the seller or the person who manufactures the goods? Yes, first one is product cost. Product cost. Depending upon the cost of the product, how much is the cost of the product? Let me give you best example. I have manufactured bread, isn't it? Cost of that is wheat flour, how much? Then cost of baking, gas and all these things for baking, isn't it? What are the steam you are using for that? Then the labor charge, and all other, that is yeast and all these things, isn't it? You have to add it to the bread. So all these costs together, how much it is? If it is suppose per piece of, that is one loaf of bread, isn't it? If it is 20 rupees, cost of the bread is, one loaf is 20, then at what price we should sell? Not less than 20, isn't it? In the worst case, we can sell it at 20. Otherwise, if we sell it lower than that, then we will have to incur loss. We will have to incur loss. So what we have to do is, we have to keep a sufficient margin of profit. By adding the total cost of product, we will arrive at plus our percentage of margin, isn't it? How much profit we need. Because every business concerns, business organization, they have their own policy of earning profit. Someone, they may keep 10% profit, someone may sell at 20% profit, someone may need more than that, isn't it? Depending upon their policy of fixing the price and profit margin, price will be fixed. So here product cost is very important, because you have to cover the cost. Cost of the product should be covered, otherwise one fine morning you will sell continuously, and one fine morning you may have to close down the shutters of your business. So you have to make sure that the cost of the product should be covered while you fix the price. Second one is, while fixing the price, the cost of the product, there are three types of costs: fixed cost, then variable cost, and semi-variable cost. Semi-variable cost. Fixed cost means it is the cost which remains fixed irrespective of the level of output. Whatever the that is level of output may be, but the cost of, that is fixed cost, remains never changed. It remains as it is. It will not change. The total amount of fixed cost remains as it is, isn't it? When you increase the level of output, the cost per unit will come down, but the total amount of fixed cost remains as it is. Let me give you best example. You have purchased one machinery. Whether you produce 100 metric ton or 1000 metric ton, depending upon its capacity, the cost, fixed cost will be same, because you have paid maybe 5 crore for the machine. It remains as it is. Whether you produce 100 ton or 1000 ton doesn't make any difference, isn't it? When you increase the level of output, the fixed cost per unit of output will come down. Let me give you a better example. You have purchased one, that is a masala dosa making pan, tawa, isn't it? Big tawa you have purchased. The cost of it may be 1000 rupees, suppose. Whether you prepare 100 masala dosa or 1000 masala dosa, the total cost of that pan remains as it is. Whether it will change? No. Isn't it? You have paid and you have purchased, and now you are using it, and you can prepare as many number of dosas as possible for you. If you prepare 100 dosa, masala dosa, then per unit cost will be how much? 10 rupees per dosa. Am I correct? If you prepare 1000 dosa, then per unit cost will be rupee 1, isn't it? So, but the total amount of fixed cost remains as it is, but when the level of output increases from 100 to 1000, the per unit cost will come down. Fixed cost per unit of output will come down. That is what the fixed cost is. Clear? Yes. Second one is variable cost. This will not change for each unit of output. My point is, variable cost varies or changes with increase in the level of output. Best example, to prepare suppose 10 dosa, isn't it? You need 1 kg of rice. For preparing 50 dosa, how much rice is required? 5 kg, isn't it? 10 to 50, here 1 to 5. 5 times increased. Because number of dosa you have manufactured is more. So, the raw material required, rice required to prepare dosa has increased. And it is depending upon the quantity produced. So, as you increase your, that is a volume of output, the cost per unit of output varies, changes. So, it is called variable cost. It depends upon the number of output you are, but the incremental cost will be same. Per unit cost of each dosa will be same. Variable cost will be same. Isn't it? Yes. That is what here we are considering that variable cost. Third one is semi-variable cost. It changes, but not at the same rate. Best example is remuneration to salesman. Isn't it? You will pay 10,000 fixed salary to him. Fixed salary. Then you will decide, that is, for paying 10,000 salary, he must produce 100, he must sell 100 units of product. 100 units of product. And we will fix later, that is incentive. If you sell more than this, for each 10 units, isn't it, will give you maybe 10 rupees. 10 rupees. Or maybe 20 rupees. Let us take it as 20 rupees. For another 10 extra sold, 120, then 10,000 plus for 10 units, first 10 units, 20 rupees. If you sell 20 units extra, then you will get 15. Not, there is additional 15, isn't it? 20 plus 15, 35. Actually, it should have been how much? For first 10, 20. Another 10, it should be 20 again, isn't it? Should have been 40, but we will not give that. We will give 15. Another extra sales made by that person, 10 units, another extra sales. Then we may provide 10 rupees. Now what is the total amount payable to him? 20 plus 15 plus 10. How much it will be? 45. As per the first policy, for 10 units, we will pay 20 rupees as incentive, isn't it? So, at this rate, it should be how much? 60. But how much we are paying? As the volume increases, volume of sales increases, the per unit of sale, that is cost of per unit of sale, decreases. It increases, but at a decreasing rate. Are you observing this? Instead of 40, it will become 35. Instead of 60, it will become 45, like that. So, when the volume of production increases, the cost per unit also increases, but not at the same rate, at a lower rate. At a lower rate, it will increase. So, that is called, it remains fixed for some, that is a quantity, and then it increases, it changes. But it is not changing at the same rate as it has increased at the beginning. So, that is what semi-variable cost. So, these are the three types of costs. We should take into consideration all the three types of costs, because when you sell the product, you must make sure that in the short run, at least if variable costs are covered, it is enough. But in the long run, to survive in the market for a longer period of time, you must take into consideration both variable, fixed and semi-variable costs, because fixed costs also should be covered in the long run. Otherwise, you will have to vacate the industry. The firm has to vacate the industry, or it has to be closed down. One fine morning, you may incur huge losses. You won't be in a position to repay all your liabilities, and your liability will become more than the asset, and ultimately you have to close down the shutters of the business. That will happen. So, while fixing the price, a manufacturer or marketer has to take into consideration all the costs together and how much is the total cost of production. Then he has to fix the price depending upon the profit margin that is to be kept by the organization, because they have their own policy. Maybe 10% profit, 20% profit, depending upon that, prices should be fixed. So that is the first point, cost of the product. Second one, the utility and the demand. What is demand? You have studied in first PU economics, right? Utility and demand, both you have studied. Demand is the desire for a commodity supported by money income, ability to pay and willingness to use. The person must have a desire to buy the product. He must have purchasing power. I mean, he should have money in his pocket to buy it. Ability to pay, he should have the desire to pay for the product. Then he must be in a position to use the product. He must be willing to use the product. Then we can say that it is demand. It is demand. What is utility? That is want satisfying power. Very simple. You are thirsty. You have purchased one Red Bull, isn't it? Drank. Your thirst is quenched, isn't it? You are quenching your thirst. So that is utility. Utility means want satisfying power. You have the want to, isn't it? Maybe fly, isn't it? Once wings are fixed to you, or your parachute is fixed to you, and when you fly, you will get the satisfaction. So that is the want satisfying power, which is called utility. So you have to see the utility of your product. When you sell a chalk piece, you should make sure that the person who purchases the chalk piece should get the complete utility of the chalk piece. When you eat one masala dosa, you should make sure that masala dosa, whatever I eat, must get full satisfaction. That yes, I ate masala dosa only, not the sada dosa or whatever it is, isn't it? So this you should have in your mind. And the demand for the product, whether your products are demanded more than the production. Is there is a heavy demand for your product, or you are trying hard to push the products to the customers, whether you are using aggressive selling, isn't it? All these points will come into picture while fixing the price of the product. So if your product has more utility, it satisfies all the requirements of the customer, then you can fix the price at a higher rate, because there is more utility of your product, there is a result of your product. And demand, if there is more demand for your product, what happens? When there is more demand for your product, you will fix the price at a higher rate. Then you can earn more profit, because there is more demand in the market, supply is less, isn't it? Everyone wants your product. Fine, you can fix higher price for your product. Then third one is extent of competition in the market. Third point is competition. If there is tough competition, perfect competition, you won't be in a position to earn supernormal profit, isn't it? If there is no competition, you are the monopolist. Single seller in the market controls the entire supply of the market, where there are no close substitutes. Then what you will do? Whatever price you are charging, people will be forced to buy, because they have no option, isn't it? When you are given with only coffee, you went to a function, they offer you, they will say idli vada and coffee. Then you will ask for tea, they will say no, nothing, only coffee. Only two options for you, either drink coffee or compromise with water, isn't it? You have to drink water only. So that is, if there is a single seller occupying the entire supply, controlling the entire supply of the market, where there are no close substitutes, monopolist, you can charge higher price for your product, because your product will be sold in the market. There are no other sellers who are selling the same product. But if there is perfect competition, tough competition, sometimes cutthroat competition will be there. If myself is going to die, no problem, I will kill that person, then I will die, isn't it? Very dangerous. It is very dangerous, which is called cutthroat competition. You will cut the throat of others and you will try to try to dominate in the market. You will try to increase your profit. So you have to make sure that which type of competition is there in the market for your product. Whether there is tough competition, then fix the price at a lower rate and see the prices that is charged by the competitors also. If there is no competition for your product, then charge higher price and earn bumper profit. So that is the third factor that affects the pricing decision of an organization. Fourth one is government and legal regulations. Government and legal regulation. Regulation means control of the government through the law. Like Essential Commodities Act 1955, isn't it? Under that, you are not allowed to charge more prices for essential products. Essential products like matchbox, isn't it? Then salt. Can you charge price as you like? No. It is under control. That is restrictive trade practices. Isn't it? That should be stopped. So what you have to do is, you have to follow the law of the land and you have to follow these, that is Essential Commodities Act 1955. The provisions given under that act should be followed by the marketer or the seller. For a matchbox, if you charge 1000 rupees, let me give us the example for salt. If for 1 kg salt, you have to pay 10,000 rupees, you will pay, isn't it? Can you reduce the quantity? No, you cannot. You cannot reduce the quantity. There are there's a two, three types of that is salt available in the market. But each salt has its own taste, isn't it? Can you compromise with the taste? No, you never. You cannot. Without salt, can you eat? Only diabetic patients, isn't it? There is no option for them. So they will have to compromise. Otherwise, do you compromise? No, never. How much quantity is required? That much you will definitely use in your house. Suppose salt is available at free of cost, no charge for salt. Can you eat 2 kgs of salt in a day? No. You will eat the same quantity, isn't it? Same quantity, whatever is to be used for taste, isn't it? That much only you will use. So such products, government and legal regulation, when it is there, then and if you are manufacturing such products on which there is which is coming under the controlled prices, then you cannot charge more prices than the price fixed by the government. If you are charging less price, isn't it, for such products, no, you cannot survive in the market. So what you have to do is, you have to make sure that are there any government and legal regulations or control over the prices of your product, and depending upon that, if there is no control, you can charge price as you like. Otherwise, you have to follow the rules and regulations of the government. Next one is pricing objective. Pricing objective. What is the objective behind price? There is fixing the prices. Whether you want to earn bumper profit, whether you want to do social service, whether you want to earn minimum amount, that is only cost, maybe plus 10% profit, 20% profit, like that, you have to decide in advance. So you have to see whether you want to grab the market share. Let me give you what is market share. Very simple. See, this is the total market for biscuits, isn't it? This is the share of Britannia, suppose. This may be the share of Parle-G, isn't it? Maybe you are going to manufacture, so your market share is this one. Like that, there are many players in the market. The total market for the biscuits is shared by, the market share is shared by different manufacturers of biscuits. Now you have to make sure whether you want to grab the market share, whether you want to take a larger slice of the market, isn't it? So whether you want to become the market leader, that is major producer in biscuit industry, so that is what you have to decide in advance. Once it is decided, suppose if you want to grab the market share, then you have to fix price in such a way that customers, most of the customers will buy your product, so that you will have a larger market share. When you dominate in the market, when you become the large, that is a giant producer of biscuits in the market, then you can raise the price of the there's some biscuits, because customers will have no option. You are the biggest manufacturer. When you produce on a large scale, when you increase the volume of your production, definitely you will get the benefit of cost advantage, isn't it? You will get the cost advantage, because the cost of the production will come down when the volume increases. Economies of scale will come into picture, and the cost of production per unit of output will come down. Ultimately, your cost of production will decline, and you can sell at a lower price, and you can increase the profit. So that is one of the objectives, pricing objectives. Second one is surviving in a competitive market. Whether you want to survive in the competitive market, the market is shaking, everyone is in a tough time, isn't it? Everyone is facing tough time. That is, perfect competition is there. Everyone wants to earn the normal profit only. So what you have to do? You have to push the other manufacturer from the production line. You have to push him out of the market. So for that you have to do competition. You have to face the competition. So you have to see whether there's a perfect competition in the market or not. So if you want to survive in a competitive market, you should provide the best quality at cheaper rate. Best quality at cheaper rate, so that you can survive in the market. If you increase the price, or if you compromise with the quality, your market is gone. You will be thrown out of the market, isn't it? Third one is product quality leadership. Attaining product quality leadership. This is another objective of pricing. So product quality leadership means you are providing the best quality product. No one else can provide you the best quality other than you. Then when you have a quality leadership or quality advantage, then you can charge more price for your product. So you have to think what type of, that is a leadership we have in quality. Whether you are the supermost, your product is the best available that is product in the market, then what will you do? You can increase the price of your product, because it is accepted by the people as the best quality product. So this is another objective of price. So you have to see whether you want to grab larger slice of the market, or whether you want to maintain, that is a quality leadership, or whether you want to survive in the competitive market. So these are the different objectives of pricing. So you have to make sure that while fixing the prices, you have to see the pricing objective of the firm. Then marketing methods used. That is, when you sell the product, which type of marketing method you have used. Whether you are selling directly to the customers, whether you are selling through multi-level channels, isn't it? Multi-level marketing, network marketing, isn't it? You are seeing in and around, everyone, they are selling. Sometimes your friend may call and he may guide you. Don't do any work, just sell this purchase this product, you will get a kit and all those things. You may make it this narrative one, you will try to create interest in you, isn't it? You just go and tell this product is useful for these purposes, isn't it? People will buy the product. You just pay 1,500 or 2,000 rupees as registration fees. Then you sell the product to others, you will get this much of margin. within a week you will get 15,000, 20,000. Or, I just joined 3 months ago and I bought one car now. Will show you different dreams, isn't it? So when you move in that way, when you do like that, then it is called network marketing or multi-level marketing. Whether you are going for that or you are selling directly, door-to-door selling, isn't it? Through, that is retailers, or selling through retail outlets, your own shops, like Udyavara, that is one clothes shop is there, isn't it? Udyavara. Similar name is given by someone else, isn't it? In Mangalore, they are selling. Now, these people are claiming, we have no branches, we have only one outlet only at Udyavara. Isn't it? Jayalakshmi Silk House something, isn't it? So they have no branches, similar name is given and they are selling in Mangalore, some other, that is not these people. So now they are claiming that we have no branches, come to Udyavara only for our product, because it is recognized in and around. They know it very well. So you have to make sure the pricing objectives of the firm. Then next one is marketing methods used. That is what I was explaining now. Marketing methods used. Whether you are selling directly from only one retail outlet like Jayalakshmi, or whether you are selling the products through, that is retail outlets, you have many branches, all this comes into picture, because longer the chain, higher will be the price. That is the normal thing, because when you involve more people in the chain of distribution, like agent, middleman, wholesaler, retailer, then the cost of the product will increase, because each of the middlemen, they should be paid something in the form of commission, profit, whatever the name you call. When you pay something to all these people, then the cost of the product will naturally increase and customer will get the product at a higher price. So for that you have to think what type of marketing method should be used. That is very important for the seller. And while prefixing the prices, this should be taken into consideration, marketing methods used. Then seventh one is other, that is things like whatever the government policy is, isn't it? And where you are selling, whether you are selling it to a local market or international market, all these things you should consider. Is not given in your reader here, only 6 points are there. So let us, you just stick on to 6 points in the board exam. Clear? In concluding part you can write this, that is whether the marketing is done, I am selling in an international market or internal market, isn't it, national market, you have to take into consideration those things also, because international market means you can charge higher price, but internal market means, national market means you have to charge a lower price, isn't it? This is about the factors affecting pricing decision. Pricing decision. We will take up physical distribution in the next class. Take down assignment. Explain, mention the factors affecting, mention the factors affecting pricing decisions. Factors affecting pricing decision or price determination. Factors affecting price determination. Submit assignment on time. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.